Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is AbdulLateef AbdulAzeez. We will be embarking on this lecture series with you throughout the month of Ramadan. Please subscribe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Our viewers, again we want to wish you Ramadan Mubarak. May Allah Almighty grant us the blessing of this month. You know, one of our usual saying is that the first 10 days of Ramadan is blessing from Allah. And the next 10 days in Ramadan is forgiveness from Allah. And the last 10 days is itkun minan nar. That is when Allah admits us to paradise, having forgiven all our sins. So we beseech Allah Almighty not to count ours out among the people who will be blessed in this month, people who will be forgiven in this month, people who will be admitted to paradise in this month. Inshallah, today we will be looking at the essence of Siyam. The essence of Siyam. So why do we fast? We notice that people across the world before the commencement of Ramadan, they were longing to meet this month. They were eager to meet the month of Ramadan. And when it comes, nobody wants it to leave. Why? Because it is a month in which all the Muslims are united. Our thoughts, our belief, our actions are all united in this month. Yes, it is not this month that unites us. It is Allah who unites us. It is Islam that unites us. But the month of Ramadan has done a good thing in the life of every Muslim. Today, inshallah, we're going to look at another topic, and that is going to be the essence of Siyam. The essence of Siyam, people may ask, why do we fast in the month of Ramadan? Because for every action of a man, there must be a reason. There must be something that pushes you to do certain things. Why do Muslims fast? So let's quickly go to Quran chapter 2 verse 183. Where Allah Almighty told us about the primary objective of fasting. Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. O you who believe, fasting had been prescribed for you, as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may attain the fear of Allah. That simply says that the essence of fasting the month of Ramadan is to attain the consciousness of Allah Almighty. May Allah grant us His piety and make us His good servants. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has also informed us. Anytime the Ramadan comes in, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will gather his companion and advise them and counsel them. He will give them a kind of readiness, the spirit of readiness to push hard so that they can amass the reward that are in the month of Ramadan. And he will say, قد جاءكم رمضان شهر مبارك افترض الله عليكم صيامه تفتح فيه أبواب الجنة ويغلق فيه أبواب الجحيم وتغل فيه الشياطين في ليلة خير من 1000 شهر من حرم خيرها فقد حرم. Meaning, the month of Ramadan has come. It is a blessed month in which Allah Almighty has obligated you to fast. In this month, the gates of paradise are open and the gates of hellfire are closed. The devils are chained, and in it is a night that is better than 8,000 months. Thus, whoever is deprived the good of this month has truly been deprived. So what is the Prophet ﷺ telling us in this month? The Prophet of Allah is telling us that in this month, the month of Ramadan, the gates of paradise are open. So you are free to aspire as much as you want. The kind of paradise that you intend to, to be admitted into through your righteous act, you have every opportunity to aspire as much as you want in this month because you have all the gates of paradise open before you. In the same manner, the gates of hell are shut, are closed. Why? People may be thinking that the doors of the gates of hell are shut because no one will be admitted to hellfire. Allah Almighty has granted you the opportunity, to act righteously. As much the shayateen, the evil spirits, or the devil and his agents are all chained in this month, so that no one is misguided by virtue of what he or she intends to acquire or intends to amass in this month of Ramadan. And the Prophet ﷺ also said, in this month, that there is a night that is better than 1,000 months. Is better in reward than 1,000 months in which there is no Laylatul Qadr. So this night is so great that any act of worship that is carried out in this night, this single night, which the Prophet ﷺ advised us to seek it in the last 10 nights, and specifically he said in the last 10 odd nights of the month of Ramadan, and that is the 21st, the 23rd, 25th, 27th, and 29th of the night of the last 10 days in the night of Ramadan. And it said emphatically that whoever is deprived of the good of this month has truly been deprived of all good. May Allah save us from that. So this is an opportunity for us to attain piety in this month. Why? Its primary objective is to attain the fear of Allah, because it is the fear of Allah that will push us to act according to the injunction of Allah and according to the prescription of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Also, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us in a hadith that was narrated by Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu. He said, one day the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam ascended the pulpit and he said, Ameen, Ameen, Ameen. Then people asked him, Ya Rasulullah, why that when you ascended the pulpit, you said, Ameen, Ameen, Ameen? Then the Prophet replied, he said, Inna Jibreel atani, faqala, man adraka shahra Ramadan, walam yughfar lahu, fadakhala al-nara, fa'abadahu Allahu. Kul Amin, فقلت آمين. ومن أدرك أبويه أو أحدهما فلم يبرهما فمات فدخل النار فأبعده الله. قل آمين فقلت آمين. ومن ذكرت عنده فلم يصلي علي ومن ذكرت عنده أو فمن ذكرت عنده فلم يصلي عليك فمات فدخل النار فأبعده الله. قل آمين فقلت آمين. So what does this mean? He said, verily, Angel Jibril came to me and said, whoever reaches the month of Ramadan and he is not forgiven, then he will enter hellfire and Allah will cast him far away. So say Amen. And I said Amen. Until he get to the end of that hadith. What is this telling us? It's telling us about the meritorious reward that is for the Muslims, or that are for the Muslim in this month of Ramadan, such that when Ramadan comes in and we find anyone at the end of this month having taken part in all the fasting, having performed Qiyamul Layl and all other good deeds that we are enjoying to carry out in this month, and yet still not make it to paradise, then Allah has truly deprived such person from is good. So what we are trying to say is that it is only the fear of Allah that will give you the necessary push, the necessary spirit that you need to carry out your act of goodness, which will eventually make it easy for you to be admitted to paradise. We ask Allah Almighty to increase our iman, to increase our piety, and count us among the dwellers of paradise. Thank you for listening. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.